Indispensable elements of mindfulness. Welcome to our second practice. Today, I'd like to bring your attention to 4 elements or aspects of mindfulness that I find to be indispensable. And then we do a mindful breathing practice incorporating sounds. First, I'd like to introduce you to 2 definitions of mindfulness which capture these 4 elements. One definition is by Dr. Kabat-Zinn and the other by Dr. Cornfield. References to their work are listed in the manual. John Kabat-Zinn, a biologist from Harvard, was instrumental in bringing mindfulness to the folds of Western medicine. His definition of mindfulness is quite popular. He defines mindfulness as paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally to the unfolding of experience moment by moment. Jack Kornfield is a well-known American teacher of Buddhism. He says mindfulness is to distinguish awareness from mental activity. It is to be aware of our mental states without being caught in them. These 2 definitions highlight 4 aspects of mindfulness that I believe to be important in developing our practice of mindfulness. The first aspect or element is intention. Mindfulness is a purposeful act. It is a choice. Even after years of practice, mindfulness remains a choice. Intention helps us with persisting with practice development. Whenever you find yourself wavering about practicing mindfulness regularly, check back with your intention to practice. You may develop an intention to practice to welcome a sense of well-being without striving, or to stay mindful and non-judgmental, to be present to your experiences, to cultivate peace or joy. Any mindful intention will serve you. You can also develop an intention for each individual practice. Stating these seemingly simple intentions to yourself with commitment and purpose can be powerful engines for continued and regular practice. The second element of mindfulness is focused attention and refocusing the attention when it wanders away. Typically, we choose an anchor to focus and refocus the attention. Similar to the anchor of a boat, which prevents the boat from drifting too far, an anchor of attention helps steady the mind. Various meditative traditions use different anchors. For example, in transcendental meditation, a mantra, which is repeating a word or a sound, is used to concentrate attention. Some other forms of meditation may use a visual anchor, such as an image, a color, or light of a candle. Still others may use a place on the body, such as the space between the eyebrows or the upper lip, as the anchor of attention. In mindfulness meditation, the anchor of attention can be anything, any activity. The most popular ones are the breath, walking, and bodily sensations. We will practice and will introduce you to several anchors of attention during the course of these audio recordings. The third element of mindfulness is the attitude with which we concentrate attention. What arises in the field of consciousness can be pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. Regardless of these qualities of experience, the invitation is to maintain an attitude of non-judgment and remain accepting, friendly, and open to the experiences that unfold. This can be challenging, especially if the experience is unpleasant in nature. What is important to remember is that avoidance of experience does not work. Even if there is pain, avoiding pain increases tension and does not produce relief. What is already here in the mind or body cannot be avoided. Mindfulness invites us to allow what is already here to be here without avoidance. By accepting and making room for the experience psychologically, we create a breathing space around the experience, which then can diminish the unpleasantness. It is like dissolving a spoonful of salt in a bucket instead of a glass of water. We lighten up the experience. Especially in reference to unpleasant states, understandably, it is difficult to make room for them. And the good news is that with practice, we can. We all have the capacity to be mindful of our experiences and enhance them with practice. The fourth element of mindfulness is the ability to witness our experiences rather than becoming one with them. It is to observe our thoughts, sensations, and emotions without getting caught or lost in their story. It is to cultivate the ability to observe our thoughts, emotions, and sensations as events in the field of consciousness. Observe them as they arise, linger, and pass, and then another one arrives, and then another. Labeling is a helpful way of increasing our ability to witness our experiences without entanglement. In our practice today, I will incorporate labeling, and you can see if that helped your ability to observe and witness experiences. It is important to understand that not getting caught is not the same as distancing or dissociating from our experiences, pushing them away or suppressing them. Far from it. Observing and witnessing experiences is about acknowledging their presence, letting them be, standing side by side with them, and then to also letting them go. It is to stay even with our difficult experiences without reactivity and or attachment. Now we will turn to our practice for today. I sound a soft bell to start and to finish the practice. Our practice will be in a sitting position, so if you have not been sitting, take a moment to find a seat and make yourself comfortable. Settling in your seat, sitting comfortably, upright, and alert, but also relaxed. Back straight if possible. Neck aligned with the spine. Chest open, closing the eyes if comfortable. Bringing the tension from the outside to the room and then to the inside. Becoming still. Taking a few nice, deep, full breaths. Inhaling slowly, deeply, completely. And exhaling slowly and completely. Now allowing the breath to become natural, comfortable, and effortless. Taking a moment and turning the attention to the sounds that might be present in the environment. Noticing sounds that might be near or far. Noticing sounds as close as the sounds of the body or distant sounds. Noticing soft sounds or loud ones. Noticing rhythmic sounds or abrupt ones. Hearing the sounds of these words and the spaces between the words. Is there a moment of silence hearing that? Noticing if sounds register as pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. You can even name them as such: pleasant sounds, neutral sounds, loud sounds, soft sounds. Noticing if any judgment arises in response. No need to change anything, simply allowing sounds to enter the field of consciousness. Noticing them as they come, linger a bit, and move or change. Another one arises. Now gently let go of the sounds and bring the attention to the breath and the breathing. Notice the breath just as it is. Aware of breathing in, aware of breathing out. Noticing the flow of air as the air moves through the nostrils, goes through the windpipe, goes down into the lungs. Lungs expand. And that is in the inhalation. And then in the exhalation, lungs contract back, belly moves towards the spine, and the air comes back up and out through the nostrils. Following the breath in, following the breath out. Noticing the sensations of each in-breath and the sensations of each out-breath. We are using the breath to stay anchored in the present moment. Observing and witnessing each in-breath and each out-breath. The mind will wander away from the breath. It will wander to other events in the field of consciousness, as it always does. Noticing where the mind has wandered to, maybe past thoughts, maybe future thoughts, worry thoughts, images, Notice where the mind wandered to, and then gently and with a friendly attitude, bring the attention back to the breath and refocus it on the flow of each in-breath and each out-breath once again. Not getting wrapped up in the story of the mind, letting go of the story and bringing the attention back, coming back to the breath. There is no right or wrong way to do this. What we are doing is keeping the mind on the breath and breathing sensations, and when it wanders, we come back to the breath. Using the breath for staying anchored and connected to the present moment. In this practice, ideally, your attention was focused on the present moment experiences that included awareness of sounds, breath, and mind wandering. Whenever you became aware of the wandering mind, you noticed where the mind went to and then redirected it back to the present. You stayed with your experiences without judgment or expectation.